I tried to have a perfect social media love. This is what happened. When I look back, I sometimes laugh bitterly at how foolish I was, trying to build a perfect love story, not for myself, but for social media. It all started 2 years ago when I met Kelvin at a friend's birthday party in Lekki. He was handsome, tall, with broad shoulders and a smile that could melt stone. But what caught my attention wasn't just his charm, but the way he carried himself, like he was born to be noticed. And I, Anita, the quiet, simple girl who barely posted selfies, suddenly felt like I had been chosen for a role in a movie I never auditioned for.
Kelvin was different. He loved the camera. He loved attention. And when he asked me to be his girlfriend, I didn't just say yes to him. I said yes to the world he dragged me into. We started posting everything. Matching outfits, Sunday brunch pictures, late night calls with screenshots, couple TikToks. We became that couple everyone envied. My DMs were filled with comments like, "God, when? Couple goals. This is what real love looks like." And slowly, I began to live more for the likes than for the love itself. What people didn't know was that behind the glossy filters and perfect captions, cracks had already started forming. Because for Kelvin, everything had to be content. If I cried, he'd say, "Babe, wipe your tears. We need to shoot this reel before sunset." And me, I swallowed it. I forced smiles. I told myself, this is what love in the modern world looks like. Perfect, unshaken, for the gram. But in my heart, something was breaking, quietly. What nobody knew was that the perfect love they envied online was already rotting offline. If chapter 1 of my life looked like a fairy tale on Instagram, chapter 2 was a horror story no one ever got to see. Kelvin and I began to argue almost every day. But the irony, after fighting, we'd still dress up, take pictures, and caption them with "Love conquers all." Thousands would like it, not knowing we barely spoke to each other that night. I remember one Saturday afternoon. I cooked his favorite, jollof rice with fried chicken, hoping we could just sit, laugh, and be normal. But the moment he walked into the kitchen, he didn't even taste the food. He looked at the pot and said, "Babe, plate it well. Let's take a picture for Twitter." My heart sank. He didn't see me anymore. He only saw angles, poses, and captions. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, holding my pillow tight, praying he'd just put his phone down and hold me instead. But instead of cuddling me, Kelvin would lie beside me, scrolling through our posts, reading comments, smiling like a child. It hurt so much because people thought I was the happiest girl alive. My friends envied me. My cousins sent me screenshots of our pictures saying, "Sis, your man is perfect." Perfect. They didn't know I was starving for real love. The first time my heart cracked completely was at a wedding in Ikeja. We sat at the high table because people now saw us as influencers. Couples whispered, pointing at us saying, "Look at them, so beautiful together." But what they didn't see was Kelvin under the table typing on his phone. Not to me, not about us, but to another girl,
one of his collaborators. I caught a glimpse of the message, and my chest tightened. The same sweet words he used for me, he was typing for her. I froze. My spoon fell on the floor. Everyone thought it was nothing, but inside me, something snapped. When we got home, I confronted him. I shouted. I cried. I begged. And do you know what he said?
Anita, don't overthink. It's just for content. For content? So my pain, my sleepless nights, my love was just content? From that day, I knew I wasn't fighting for love anymore. I was fighting for likes. And trust me, likes can never hug you back. They say when you chase shadows, you eventually lose yourself in the dark. That's exactly what happened to me. Kelvin became more distant, but his phone became his second skin. He slept with it, ate with it, even took it into the bathroom. I told myself it was nothing, that maybe I was paranoid. But deep down, I knew the curtain was about to fall. One night, around 11 p.m., I woke up to find him gone from the bed. The blue glow of his phone screen spilled into the sitting room. Quietly, I tiptoed and stood by the door. There he was, my perfect boyfriend, smiling down at his phone, typing fast like his life depended on it. His voice was low, but I heard it. That soft chuckle he once reserved for me. I wanted to scream, but my legs shook. My chest felt like someone pressed a stone on it. I finally whispered, "Kelvin." He jumped, almost dropping his phone. His eyes widened, and for the first time, I saw guilt written all over his face. I asked, "Who are you texting?" My voice cracked. He tried to laugh it off. "Babe, it's just work. You know, collaborations." But something told me to snatch the phone. My hands shook as I unlocked it. What I saw shattered me. Dozens of messages, sweet words, private photos. Not with one girl, but with three. 3 different women who thought they were his everything. And the worst part, he was planning meetups with them, expensive dinners, hotel rooms, promises, the same promises he once gave me. I dropped the phone. My knees buckled and I sat on the cold tiles, my tears spilling like a broken pipe. I whispered, "Kelvin, how could you?" He bent down, tried to hold me, but I shoved him away. For the first time, his face wasn't the man I loved. He was a stranger who used my heart as his stage. The comments, the likes, the perfect couple hashtags, it was all a mask. Behind the smiles we posted, I was just another actress in his play. That night, I cried until my pillow was drenched. I wasn't crying only because he cheated. I was crying because the love I thought was mine never really existed. And that was when I made a promise to myself. If he wanted an audience, I would give him a performance he'd never forget. Because I was done being the fool in his show. They say betrayal burns, but silence burns deeper. For 2 whole weeks, I carried Kelvin's betrayal like a dagger in my chest. Yet I said nothing. He thought I was blind. He thought I was weak. But I was waiting for the right stage. Our 2-year anniversary was coming up. He wanted a big dinner, a live-streamed celebration with friends, influencers, and fans watching. Perfect. I smiled and agreed. The night arrived. The hall glittered with lights. Cameras flashed. People toasted to our perfect love. Kelvin wore his best suit, grinning like the king of social media. I sat beside him, my heart pounding.
Then it was my turn to give a speech. I stood up, my phone in hand, pretending to thank everyone. But instead of a sweet tribute, I connected my phone to the big screen. And there they were, screenshot after screenshot of Kelvin's chats with his other women, his pet names for them, his promises, his lies. The whole went dead silent. Kelvin froze, his smile melting. "Anita, what are you doing?" His voice trembled.
I looked him in the eye. "No more filters, Kelvin. Tonight the world sees you unedited." Gasps filled the hall. Some guests whispered, others filmed. Kelvin tried to grab the mic, but I stepped back, tears stinging my cheeks, yet my voice strong. "I gave my heart to a man who gave it away 3 times over. While I built love, you built a stage, but the play ends tonight." The audience erupted. Some clapped, others booed him. Kelvin stood there, sweating, exposed, his reputation cracking like glass. And me? I felt my chains snap. For the first time, I wasn't Anita, the perfect girlfriend. I was Anita, the woman who took her power back. But what happened next, I never expected. One of the women he had been seeing was in the audience. She walked up, slapped him across the face, and said, "You told me she was the side chick." The hall went wild. Kelvin's world collapsed in front of the same crowd that once worshipped him. I didn't need to raise my voice anymore. My revenge was done. After that night, my phone buzzed endlessly. Messages of pity, messages of applause, messages from strangers saying, "You're so brave." But when the noise faded, I was alone. Alone in my room, staring at the ceiling, wondering how love had turned into war. Kelvin tried to call. He begged. He cried. He even showed up at my gate with flowers. But every time I looked at him, I remembered the humiliation, the loneliness, the emptiness of those nights he left me for his phone. Still, I also remembered one thing. Love is never perfect, and neither are people. Weeks passed before I finally agreed to meet him at a cafe. He sat across from me, his face thinner, his eyes red with regret. He whispered, "Anita, I destroyed us. I destroyed you. I don't deserve forgiveness, but I beg for it." I took a deep breath, tears welling again. "You are right. You don't deserve it. But forgiveness isn't for you. It's for me. I need to let go so I can breathe again." He reached out, but I pulled my hand back. "Kelvin, I forgive you, but I can't stay. Love is not a performance, and I refuse to be an actress again." I stood, my heart lighter than it had been in months. For the first time, I felt free. Walking out of that cafe, I realized something powerful. Social media love may look perfect, but real love is raw, messy, and built on truth. And when the filters fade, only honesty survives. So, to every woman listening to me tonight,
Don't let your worth be measured by likes, comments, or someone else's validation. You are enough, even without the perfect picture. Because sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. It's the bravest love story you'll ever tell. My name is Anita, and this was the story of how I tried to build a perfect social media love. If you've ever been through something like this, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that cut deep into the heart. Until next time, choose real love over filtered lies.